reviewing Robert Johnson's complete recordings. Though Robert Johnson has been covered by many, many, many people, I thought that I would add my own 2 cents in on Robert Johnson. I actually own the 2 CDs complete recording of Robert Johnson that was put out by Columbia. And it's 29 tracks, start to finish. It's all he ever recorded in his short life. 27 years old, he died. And really what I want to talk about as far as Robert Johnson, a lot of people maybe naysay on the fact that he's probably the greatest blues musician who ever lived. But I do want to put out there in the 27 tracks that it's the only artist that I've ever listened to in 27 tracks where I believed every single word he said. It's the only artist that I found to be believable in everything that he ever said or put to record. When you think about it, has there ever been an artist that you can honestly say that you believed when they said, "Me and the devil were walking side by side," or "I went down to the crossroads, fell down on my knees, you better come in my kitchen, it's going to be raining outdoors," or even maybe more of the sillier lyrics, "I believe I'll dust my broom." Even though those lyrics, for me to say them, might be like, oh, those are Robert Johnson lyrics, but when you hear Robert Johnson actually say them, they're poignant. They're immediate. They immediately hit you. There's something that transcends time, space. Robert Johnson's one of the most influential figures of all time. He's influenced everybody from Eric Clapton to the show Supernatural. He's a living legend. Well, he's a dead living legend. At least he was at the time. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, he was kind of like America's first minstrel. He walked everywhere. He sang about everything. He covered a variety of topics, a variety of ranges, from ragtime, semi-jazz to just down-home blues, And every voice that he carried, could be gruff, harsh, soft, loving, sometimes silly. But each one of those things, it was totally believable in itself. And the greatest thing about Robert Johnson that I find is that all of it is great songwriting. The songwriting itself, probably more than any other artist, influenced American folk music, other than maybe Bob Dylan. People took on this persona where they wanted to be what they lived. And I really think that stems from blues music, but most of all, especially at the time when folk music became more prevalent, there were 2 artists in America before the 60s that I believe were very, very influential and influenced almost everybody. A would be Robert Johnson, and B would be Roscoe Holcomb. Both probably never seen each other in their lifetime, but both were very, very, very soulful. And it wasn't forced, it wasn't fake, it was simply what they were, what they knew, and that's what they wrote about. And I think that as far as real music lovers, that's what we appreciate the most, is music that we can feel and relate to, and it's something that is not foreign to us. It's something that we feel a connection to. And I believe that, when you listen to Robert Johnson, you instantly feel a connection. So the complete recordings is a must-have for any blues fan out there. Sure, there are tons of artists out there, and some of you may not believe he's the greatest blues musician ever. And that's fine. It's totally fine. There are hundreds, maybe even thousands of blues musicians that are amazing and do not feel forced or sing about things that are totally relatable. But I feel Robert Johnson's importance to modern music and culture in general has an outstanding impact. You know, it's probably going to be thousands of years from now, and people will still put on Robert Johnson and still be amazed at just what it is. You know, it's something that when you put it on, sometimes you're just at a loss for words. You're just sucked into a time and a period and a man that's no longer here, but somehow it feels like it was a part of you the whole time. And that's a sign of a really, truly great collection of music, is something that is instant and attainable and something you could talk about and has its own nooks and crannies for you to explore every time you put it on. So I give the completed recordings my utmost respect, and I hope that every single person watching this video would please buy these recordings, put them on, and take the challenge, take the dive. You'll thank me for it later, I promise you. So, if you have any comments about this review, please leave them in the comment box below. And if you don't believe anything I say, also please leave it on the comment box below, and I will surely get back to you with something. Bye.